Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the podcast Retro Life Review, movies in the 1980s and 90s. My name is Chris Adams, host of the show.
Or
And as
President
always,
Chris.
we still got our names from last week President Chris. And
You
you
did.
changed yours, didn't you?
I did. I'm bodacious.
Oh, you're making me look bad now. I got it.
Mhm.
I got it. Hold on. Hold on.
We'll
Uh,
see, we'll see if
Here
fans
we
know what
go.
bodacious is.
Here we go.
See, there you go.
8 seconds,
8 seconds,
Chris.
Chris.
And that's not, don't be reading anything into that either, is all I can say.
Hey, that's what they know me by. Title. That was what the ladies called me in high school.
That's why I said let's not read anything into that. Let's just change that to Chris and leave it at that. Oh, how was your weekend, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We
Pretty good.
had a
All
lot
right.
going on. Steps closer toward getting Tasha's Upstate Autism Associates going. We got the lease signed and everything for that.
That's
Keys.
good.
Went over there and did some yard work. How was your weekend?
I visited my mom this weekend. Spent some time with her. Uh, she followed me
Nice.
back down here to pick up my nephew and his kids, take back with her for a week. So been a fun weekend. Got to have some good mom time in there. Helped
Always
with a
good to
few
spend time with Mammy.
helped with a few things around the house that I could while I was there, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
lots more to do later on, but plenty of
There's
time later
always
to go
more to
back.
do.
Oh, there's always more to do. Yeah, but it's
Always.
good though. That's always good. Yeah, this week we're taking Travis's suggestion since we did My Fellow Americans for Me last week.
Yeah.
This week we are doing something. As we were talking about it, we were talking about one of the stars last week, if you remember, Travis, and you said, "Yeah, that's the guy from 8 Seconds, played the father."
Yup.
You said they
James
went
Redhorn, I think his name.
Rebhorn.
Reb
Yeah,
Rebhorn.
yeah. You're like, we
Rebert.
should do that next week, and I was like, yeah, why
James
not?
Reborn.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
I never watched this movie. I told you last week I think I might have seen it, but no, I never watched it.
Or saw like pieces
And
of it here and there.
I might have seen it some on television and skipped through it, seen like a few minutes here, a few minutes there, maybe, but I never watched it.
Yeah.
I never was big in rodeo or nothing. I don't like to watch rodeo, but
Right.
the movie was good. I tried watching it last night, and
Hey, hey.
I couldn't really get interested in it last night because of what all was going on. So I sat down today before the podcast and rewatched it and got it
Yeah.
all in, and it was actually pretty good.
Understandable. I couldn't believe my wife had never seen it.
Dude, we say this all the time. There's still a lot of movies that we never watched from back in that time. That some of them that I watched and you didn't, and you watched and I didn't,
Hmm.
and
Very true.
that's half the fun of the podcast so far. This 3 years we've been doing it is introducing each other to new movies.
Oh, for sure.
So, man,
Absolutely.
I can't say that I've seen something that was so bad that, or have I? Well, has there been one that you recommended so far that I told you was so bad I couldn't recommend it?
I think that you had started out with Sin City being like that, but then after because you watched it a long time ago, but you were up for the rewatch, and after the rewatch, you were like, I didn't like it, but I think
I,
if I watch it a few more times, I think I'm going to dig. And now you appreciate it. So it
I
was
don't
one of
think
them
I
that you
watched
really
it.
weren't, you
I
weren't
don't think
looking
I saw it
forward
the
to.
first time around.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I don't think I
Well, it was
had,
one you weren't
and
looking. There was one you weren't looking forward to, and it was like,
I was not.
yeah,
No, I was not
yeah.
looking forward to it because the style it was shot in, it didn't appeal to
Mhm.
me. But the more I sat down and looked at it, the more it sucked me in. I got to liking it,
Yeah.
and
There's
it's
only
kind of the
been a
same with
couple, I
this.
think. I think there's only been a couple that we have done where we're like, "Don't waste your time." I don't actually, you know what I mean? Like, we're usually like even giving it the benefit of the doubt where we're like, if you got some time to kill,
What
so
was the
don't go
one
out
a
of your
couple of
way.
months ago? We did one a couple months ago. We said, "Nah, I wouldn't watch it." There was one.
Yeah, it was one. It was it during the Valentine's Day? No, no, because we kind of liked all of those.
Thanksgiving. You thought it was a Thanksgiving movie, and it wasn't. The morning after.
Oh, the morning after. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
we
what it
we
was.
watched
Yeah,
it, made it
yeah. We
through, but
can't
we weren't
recommend
so
that
sure
one.
about it.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Can't recommend that one.
Now, I
That
will
one
say
was pretty
this one
bad.
though. 8 seconds. I will say that I will go ahead and put my recommendation on watching the movie at least as a one-time watch.
For
Um,
sure.
this movie,
Especially if you're into bull riding or anything, because this really happened. This is a true story.
true story, definitely true story. If you based off of Elaine Frost, if
Yeah.
you already any bit into rodeo or horses and bulls and things like that, you would definitely take a liking to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And it's
director,
entertaining even beside that.
it is. I mean, it's better. It's more entertaining than I thought it would be. I thought it'd just be strictly since it was a true story, a lot of stuff about the bull riding circuit and everything. But you get to learn some more about the person himself and his family
Mhm.
and other. So like I said, it kind of draws you in from there. Um, Had a good director. The guy John G. Avildsen directed Rocky and the Karate Kid as well.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
La 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 la. Estimated movie at 7 million. Box office made 19.6 million,
That's
and
pretty
had
good.
not bad, not bad. Pretty good cast. Luke Perry is Lane Frost.
Yeah.
Stephen
Pike.
Baldwin. Now, which Baldwin is Stephen Baldwin? Is he the dumb Baldwin?
I guess that's the one he's always been depicted as.
Yeah, I think he's the one they call the dumb Baldwin because he got that goofy
Yeah.
look on him.
Yeah. And then what
Um,
which one was it that was in the vampire movie?
when
Was
it's in
that Billy
Blade,
Baldwin? Was it Billy Baldwin? No, it was I want to say it was doggone John Carpenter's Vampires or After Dark.
it's gotta be Billy Baldwin because it's not Alex Baldwin
Uh,
and it's
yeah,
not
well,
Alec Baldwin.
he was in so Stephen Baldwin was in Born on 4th of July. He did Posse. He was Little J in
Yeah,
Posse.
right.
He was on he was
Wasn't he
actually
also
Billy
in
the
Long
Kid on
Riders?
Young Riders.
The
He yeah,
Young Riders.
He was Billy the Kid in the Young Riders. He was William F. Cody.
Well, it wasn't Billy the Kid.
Well, it was
I
supposed to
mean,
be.
that was supposed to be based off of the Pony Express, not
Yeah,
Billy the Kid and the Regulators or anything. However, the
but he
reason
was
why we
supposed
say
to be
that though is
like
because it came out about the time that Young Guns did and had a Young Guns feel to it.
but I remember him, and he was like Billy the Kid. They tried to make him out like Billy the Kid.
I'm sure they tried
And
to, but I mean,
actually, actually, Stephen Baldwin gave my favorite quote from any movie ever that I still use to this day in a movie called Threesome, when he said, "Well, sex is a lot like pizza. Even if it's bad, it's still pretty good."
uh,
But yeah, he's
everybody
been in.
knows where Luke Perry came from.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, man,
I mean, his big claim to fame is
Dylan.
90210,
He was old Dylan.
and
I thought he was Pike.
then didn't he have another movie before this one though?
Pike. He was Pike. Oh, what? Not now. I don't remember.
Or am I
Was
confusing him
Buffy
with Richard Grieco? I'm probably
was
confusing
Buffy
him with
before
Grieco.
this?
No,
But
I think
yeah,
I'm
this is
confusing
'89.
him with. No, listen, I think I'm confusing him with Richard Grieco because I'm thinking about that movie where he was turned into some kind of little mini spy when he was in high school or something, and he was driving that Ferrari around in places. I'm sure it's Richard Grieco. I got him confused with,
Ah, yeah,
but
probably.
Luke Perry was definitely 90210 fame.
So he was. Buffy came out. Oh, I thought this was '89. 8
Oh,
Seconds came
Buffy
out
the
in '94.
Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why I kept saying. I said Pike like 800 times.
Well, I don't know who Pike is.
Pike. You're named after a fish. You watched Buffy though?
Dude, I haven't seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer in years. Yes, I watched
Uh,
it. Christy Swanson, Pee Wee Herman, or Paul Rubens, whatever you want to call him, Luke Perry.
uh,
I definitely watched it. I've seen it 2 or 3 times, but I don't remember what other than the Buffy character. I don't remember the
yeah,
rest of them by name or anything.
yeah. But he
I
was in.
probably know more about the TV series than the movie.
He was also in. He was Billy in The Fifth Element, and he did a few movies. He did what was it? Supernova. Played a doctor in Supernova. He did some things.
And for the wrestling fans out there, he is the father of Jack Perry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good
Jungle
old
Boy,
Jack.
they called him at some point. Jungle Boy, they just dropped the Jungle Boy name, went by Jack Perry.
Oh, that's funny.
want to say he's currently, I don't know if he's
Jungle.
currently wrestling in AEW or if he's in New Japan or something, but he's wrestling somewhere.
Oh,
Carrie Snodgrass played Elsie Frost, the mother. Now, is she not the
Snodgrass.
lady? Is she not the lady we just went over in Pale Rider
Carrie
that played
Snodgrass.
played the mom in Pale Rider to Sydney Penny?
Was that her?
I would, it looks. I'm trying to figure it out now. I'm looking it up,
Snodgrass.
but she looks just like her
She
though in the
was. She was
face.
Sarah Wheeler in Pale Rider. It was her.
That well, I thought that was her.
It
Okay,
was her.
so we've gone over her before. Nothing much to talk about with her.
Uh-huh.
We talked about James Redhorn as well just last week.
Yes.
So we know about him now. Cameron Finley was played the that's he played the young Lane Frost.
Young Lane.
That's not who I was looking for. Hold on.
Were you looking for Cynthia Geary?
No, the other friend. We know that Stephen Baldwin was one of the friends that tagged along everywhere.
Oh, that was Cody Lambert then. Red Mitchell. He was a real cowboy too. Wasn't it
Oh,
Cody?
see, there was, yeah, I guess so. There's no picture of him in here, so I can see his face. But yeah, that's the three that traveled around all together all the time, going on the rodeo circuit to the different towns and cities and everything.
Well,
I was trying to get him some love out here. The guy that was always making the poems, basically.
yeah, 8 seconds was the last one he did. Did he
Sure
pass?
enough, looking at it now, sure enough,
Yep, August
was in
11th,
JF
1994.
was in JFK in '91. Was in Blind Fury in '89. We love Blind Fury.
Yeah,
That was
he
always
he
good.
passed and he passed on August 11th in '94
I
in
see
a
that now.
train car collision.
Wow,
Arrest him.
that's
He had a great voice, man. Telling them poems and stuff was pretty cool.
yeah. I did not know. I didn't know he passed away like that. It's sad. Um, they changed his name to Red to honor his father.
Yeah.
Well, Cynthia Geary, she played Kelly Frost, or Kelly, the one that married him, and
Kelly.
she was a barrel rider, I believe, wasn't she, to start with,
She was, yes.
and in real
She
life,
continued to barrel ride after he passed too, and opened
right?
up a school, I believe.
Had some time in the series Northern Exposure for 5 seasons. TV series called Going Home. Um, let's see here. Yeah, she's still acting up to 2024 so far. TV movie Bigfoot. Oh, we got to watch that one. There you go.
Oh
No,
yeah.
sorry, it's a 2012. It's out of our
Oh
reach.
man,
Everybody
we
has now been
put it
saved.
to into our reach.
Everybody's saved. They ain't to worry about it. She was in the new TV series Fantasy Island, Love Boat the Next Wave. Let's see what movies though. There's some TV movies in here. I mean, she doesn't really have any big screen theatrical hits. I mean, except maybe for 8 seconds.
Yeah. So, though, the real Lane Frost was inducted. He's the youngest member ever inducted at the time, anyway. I don't know if anybody's beat him yet or not. I don't keep up with that stuff no more. But in the '90s, I was pretty into this stuff. But Lane Frost was the youngest member inducted into the Rodeo Hall of Fame in 1990. Uh, his youth and his ability were just unreal. Um, he won the 1987 and 1986 National Final Rodeo. And one of the big things in the movie too is actually during the time that him and Kelly were having issues was him riding the bucking bull of the year, old Red Rock, who was previously unridden in 309 attempts.
And his
And he
first
did it
two
for like a
attempts.
seven, yeah, in his first two. So it was like a 7 ride match, where he was gonna ride him, but he out of the seven, he went 4-3. So he rode him 4 times, and Red Rock butted him three. But yeah, he had an 85-point ride in Cheyenne, and he was hitting the back by the bull. Front, I think the bull's name was Frontier Days or something. But he was hitting the back, and the internal injuries from the bull hitting him broke his ribs and busted his spleen and like some other stuff. Like, yeah,
I
he
believe the
died from
rib. I believe the rib stabbed him in the heart
Yeah, punched him. Yeah, it's
or
punctured his lung, stabbed him in the
punctured his
heart.
heart.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came up behind him and popped him, boy. And then so my name on the podcast tonight being Bodacious. Bodacious is one of the nastiest bulls you ever seen. Like Bodacious is actually, I think he might be the first bull in the Hall of Fame. But they retired Bodacious because he damn near killed Tuff Hedeman. Bodacious was supposed to be unrideable too, but he came forward. There's videos online, you can look it up. He was coming back. He was on the rise on the front, and Tuff was leaning forward, and dude, he crashed into the back of that bull's head so bad. He had to have reconstructive surgery. That's why people wear them face masks now, because that happened to Tuff. But the bull came up, he went forward, just smashed the back of the bull's head right. I mean, just square on his face. And so he went backwards, and then again, and he flopped over the top of him. And if that bull's horns had been pointed up instead of down, if that turn on had been the other way, boy, it would have got him real bad. But yeah, he got up. He walked out too. Like, he was named Tough for a reason, son. Like,
I
dude's
guess
face was
so.
caved in. He was. I mean, he had to have reconstructive surgery, dude. It caved his face in, and he daggone walked out of the arena. But Bodacious, that was the bull, boy. Bodacious was nasty.
Let's give everybody a little quick plot summary of the movie. I mean, we're pretty much laying it out there for them, but if you want to know, I mean, this will tell you probably yes or no if you think you're going to want to take a dive into the movie. It is like you said, based on a true story. It's a biographical sports drama based on the life of professional bull rider Lane Frost. The movie follows Lane's journey from a young aspiring cowboy to becoming a champion bull rider, his friendships, his marriage struggles, and his tragic death at the rodeo arena. When he didn't it show at the beginning of the movie as a younger kid how he was already, I don't know, I don't think, yeah, there he wasn't riding
They
big
showed him
bulls
coming up through the
obviously.
ranks and stuff, like riding the sheep and all that. Like, that's where most of the
Right.
kids start out. They start out riding sheep.
Yeah. And he was doing well at that. The story explains his relationship with his father, the pressures of the rodeo circuit, his close friendship with fellow riders Tuff Hedeman, I'm sorry, and Cody Lambert. Despite his
Heat 'em.
growing success, Lane faced challenges in balancing his career with his personal life, especially with his wife Kellie Frost.
Hmm. That fame got to his head, boy. That success got to him.
Yeah, to some point he really did. He was
Success
really
in his
trying to
own
impress
conscience.
people.
That in his
Right,
own conscience.
right. Says the climax of the movie portrays the fateful 1989 Cheyenne Frontier Days rodeo, where Lane successfully rides the infamous bull, taking care of business for 8 seconds.
Taking Care of Business. Infamous Day. What the Days thing was the event name. That's what it was.
Right. However, after dismounting, the bull gored him in the ribs, causing fatal internal injuries, and the movie ends with an emotional tribute as Tuff Hedeman honors his friend with a tribute ride, finishing a bull ride in Lane's place. Not only did he ride the bull for 8 seconds, he
He wrote
went
it
for
for
eight
another 8.
another 8 seconds in honor of Lane.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool thing right there.
And then Tuff Hedeman went on and won, like, I think he won like 3 or 4 more daggone world championships before he retired. Or he probably went on
He was a
way
three
on
time
way on
champion, I
past
believe.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe Tuff was a 3 time
He
champion.
rode for a good little while after Lane passed, though.
Yeah, yeah. They little quick trivia thing to toss in early here. Luke Perry, who played Lane Frost, trained with real bull riders and even rode a bull himself for a few seconds before getting thrown. I guess he wanted to get the feel of what it actually
Yeehaw.
felt like to get on that bull, since he was
Yeehaw.
portraying the guy that did that.
Right.
Tuff Hedeman, played by Stephen Baldwin, actually did some of
Hedeman.
his own stunts in the movie. And the real Kellie Frost, Lane's wife, was involved in the film's production. To I'm sorry, hold on, about
Yeah.
the themes, performances, and well,
Yeah, all that. And
to
uh
ensure authenticity.
but during the movie though, she was not in attendance when Lane was killed. At the time she was a consultant 4, my heroes have always been cowboys, and was on set during filming. How about that?
Now, did you say she wasn't actually at the rodeo when he got
No,
killed?
not right. Not when he got
Okay.
gored. She was a consultant for My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys movie in 1991, and she was on
'Cause
set there on
they
that set.
showed her they showed the girl that played her in it, like, she was actually in the stands watching in the movie, I believe. The
Yeah,
girl
she was in
oh,
the movie. She was, but in real life, oh, this is cool. The poem Cody Lambert was writing while he and Tuff were in the car is titled "Waiting on Lane." The poem reads, "We've been waiting on Lane ever since we recall. We started in April and it's coming on fall. We have us a bite, we have us a chew. We get us some shut eye, we have us a brew. But somebody's wanting a picture, somebody's wanting a loan. He's kissing the babies or he's on the damn phone. But we'll keep on waiting, though we ain't pleased because the world's champion bull riders got the damn van keys."
I remember that part of the movie too when he's reading that off.
It's pretty fun.
I thought that was pretty funny. Really
He had a
was.
great voice for that stuff, man. I like the one he said when they asked him to read it, and he just called it cowboy
Mhm.
or whatever. Like at the end of it, his name was cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, he did a
that
good
was
job. You know, something about the movie itself, if you taking kind of a deeper dive into it, I mean, it's a about the bull riding circuit and Lane Frost and everything, and it's got some good feel to it and all. I mean, it's got like Lane Frost chasing that dream what he wanted ever since he was a kid. It details that
yeah,
pretty
man.
well in the movie, I think. From
All
his
of them.
time,
I mean, there's all of them running around doing it. That's like him talking about him and Tough, going back and forth. If he
yeah,
wasn't winning, Tough was winning.
right, and the competitiveness, although, and then showing their friendship at the same time, and Tough having that discussion with him when the bull come down and kind of caught him in the groin, we'll say.
Yeah,
um, he tells Lane, go ahead, quit. Sure, make it a lot easier on me and the other guy here instead of waiting on you going up and down the road and
yeah. Me and
watching you
Cody,
sign all those autographs and blah
they
blah
think
blah and
he kept saying they think he hung the moon.
yeah, trying to act like you're Mr. Big Stuff. We'll do fine without you. Then he says, I got two words for you though. He's like, go ahead. He's like, cowboy up
That's
and
it.
walks out on him, and so he sits up. It's one of the parts of the movie. It's kind of I don't say it's iconic, but I mean, Luke Perry's character sits up, the one playing Lane Frost, and looks in the mirror, and he's like, you wuss.
Yeah, that's when he's
Yeah.
trying to get the courage up to talk back to Kelly, isn't it?
No, this is after he takes the hoof to the groin.
Ah,
And he thinks he's going to be out for. He don't know if he wants to go back to doing it or not.
he's like cowboy up.
He tells him to cowboy up and get back out there, basically. So he goes back out, gets back on the bull again, kind of uneasily at first,
Cowboy up.
but gets on there and makes the ride and does well. It's also got a deep dive basically into the father son dynamic of Lane Frost and his dad because you see they get that father son relationship, but his father is having a hard time expressing that relationship to him, other than just trying to be a mentor to him as a bull rider
Yeah,
because his father
I
was a
read
bull
that.
rider.
I read that was a great part of the movie too, and it explained a lot of time too. Like when he was going off on Kelly, like nothing I do is ever good enough for you, is it? Like he was taking
Mhm.
that frustration out on her. But
Right, and that's not who he
like
was really talking about. He was talking about his
his
dad.
dad is dad. But I've read too that a lot of people, a lot of the family members and stuff, say that that was like for drama for the movie because they said that him and his dad had a great relationship, and his dad was always supportive of him and all that. But
I
that don't
mean,
necessarily mean that he wasn't, as hard as he was because he told him that talk was such a good talk, man. When his dad was talking to him and he told him, he said, he told him, he said, if you quit riding bulls today, son, that'd be good enough for me. You got nothing to
yeah,
prove. And he
he's
told him, he
like, you
said,
proved yourself a long time ago, and
yeah,
he's trying to say those words he hasn't said
he just
before,
can't get
but he
him
can't
out,
get them. He
man.
can't get them
And he
out.
didn't that time. He's like, I just hope you know. Well, come on, let's go look at that tape. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. I'm sure I can find
but
something to
he
point
knew.
out.
Lane knew. He found out, you know what I mean? Like he knew. That was the
Well, I
talk that
mean,
he'd been waiting on
if
for
they
so
w
long.
if they really had a good relationship outside the movie, why would they want them to portray that he didn't, though? I mean, to me, that seems
Yeah,
like it might bring you something more for the movie, but you're really not saying
and
much
see
for
that
the
that
real
might have
family
been.
name.
And you think about too, if Kelly was consulting on the movie or she produced it or whatever too, like she saw sides of him that his family didn't see. So
Mhm.
she may have known about something going on, and everybody else is like, "Well, this makes his dad look in a bad light, so we don't want his dad. So we're gonna say that." You know what I mean? Like I could see that, but they don't necessarily know how he feels about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was obvious he wasn't. He was hard on him, and yeah, he didn't tell him he was. You know, he didn't tell him I love you a bunch or nothing, but you know what I mean? It's like
Well, do you remember at the
it
end of
didn't
the
portray it
movie?
as necessarily a bad relationship. He was at all of his shows. He was always supporting him and you know, he just was like, yeah, well, you could do better. You know,
Do you
just
remember at
pushing
the
him
end of the movie
more.
though, where the father is sitting in the in his living room,
Yeah, dude, that shit was
mourning, and he's
corny,
like,
man.
and the wife comes in there and he says, I remember telling him I'm proud of him and
Yeah,
telling him all these things about what he did wrong and how he could do right,
yeah.
and he
He
just
said,
breaks down and he says, "But I don't ever remember telling him I love him."
yeah,
Like he can't remember one time when he actually said the words to him so that he
right.
would know or something, and he's
Yeah,
struggling with that after the loss of him and everything.
for
So,
sure.
if they to me, if the family really wasn't that bad off, I don't think they should have been portrayed that way for just for the movie's sake. They could have put something else in to make the movie be just as
True,
good. But
true.
there could be, I mean, just because people say they had a great relationship, don't mean they did.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like that could have been them trying to protect their legacy or something, or like I said, you know, they didn't see what Kelly saw living with Lane. You know.
Hmm. Right. And we kind of touched on the brotherhood and loyalty part between the friends,
Oh,
Tuff
for sure.
Hedeman and
That well,
Cody
that's not
Lambert.
after Lane got killed too, and Tuff was talking to Kelly in the barn. You know, he said, "I don't think everybody ever believed in me that much," and she said, "He sure did love you, Tuff."
Yep, they were as about as solid as friends as they could be between the three of them.
No doubt.
Once again, very loyal. Remember earlier in the movie they got in the fight. It looks like Lane Frost is breaking up the fight that
Yeah, yeah,
that Tough is getting into, and he takes the guy up to the bar, gets him, buys him a drink, playing the piece, the the peace man here, I guess. And then that didn't take long because he turned around and Tuff's already getting in the fight with somebody else on the other opposite side of
right.
the bar. So they
How about
gotta
when
just
dude was
book
trying to
out of
buy
there
Lane?
quick.
How about that when dude was trying to buy Lane a drink? Lane's like, I don't drink. And then Tuff's like, won't you just buy him whatever the hell he wants? It's like
Yeah.
Lane like he didn't want a beer, he wanted a Coke or something. Dude's like, oh hell no. He's like, why don't you just buy him whatever he wants then? Yeah, Tough didn't that. Them Cowboys are like that though, man. Man, they love to fight. We got rodeos around here. You got rodeos around you too. You just don't pay no attention to them.
No, I've seen them come through. I just didn't care for them. It wasn't my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's not
When I
for
was younger, I didn't care anything about rodeos. Rodeos came through Nashville every single year, sometimes twice a
yeah.
year, and I didn't really care for them to
Oh,
go
you
watch them or anything.
Nashville, you got rodeos once a month out there, buddy.
I'm just saying, that I saw advertised a couple times a year.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
paying attention to them. If they were really being pushed, then I would see it. But
yeah.
it
Like
was probably a
PBR
whole
Nationals
lot
or
more
something.
than like you said, a whole lot more than twice a year. I just didn't really care to know about them.
Yeah, we have them out in the daggum. We have them at the cattle auctions out here. They'll shut the cattle auction down, the cattle barn down, and doggone turn the ring into a riding ring.
Yeah. And then of
It
course
ain't.
it touches on the love and struggles in their marriage too. And he was always away all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going city to city, and when she didn't go with him, then it would just be him on the road and her back home. And then she tells him, I guess she tells him at one point that she'd seen somebody a couple times. That was it. She stopped it,
Yeah.
and she was ashamed of it. But he kind of took it out on her. But what he really should have been doing, which he tells her later, is that he should have been apologizing to her because he'd already been a couple times on the road and got weak and
Mm-hmm.
been with somebody
Got
else
all them
himself.
buckle bunnies running around, boy. It's hard to say no to them buckle bunnies, boy.
Well, apparently he didn't say no. They were teasing him at one point when he come out there. He was telling
Got
Tough
a hickey.
and Cody that he had a business meeting last night or something, And
Yeah.
I forget what they referred to the hickey as. They called it something.
Well, Tough was talking about, oh, it must be nice. I sure would like to have a rich uncle put me up in all these hotels, give me hickeys.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, just shut up and get in the van.
So that's the other thing too. The movie was, honest to God, like there were so many funny parts in it too. Where
There
it was
was.
like when he called him Puss in Boots and
Yes.
Puss in Love.
He was hard on it, but it was funny too, though, the way he was doing it. Um, and then of course you got, as far as the deep dive of the movie, the price of glory. Um, he achieves his dream of becoming a world champion bull rider in '87, but pays the ultimate price in the arena. His tragic death serves as a reminder of the risks involved in professional bull riding, and he had just told Kelly that he was done with it all. All he wanted at this point was her.
Well, he done bought
He's
the land. He done took her
Yeah,
and showed her the
he took
property.
it, showed her the land where he's going to build this and build that and build their house up here. Have one wants all the kids running around and
We're gonna put that trailer with a big old guitar on the side up there.
right. She says, "You are not." He says, "I'm just kidding. I'm gonna put it right over there, actually, instead."
Yeah,
Um,
he bought a doggone Winnebago or whatever, a trailer, a camper trailer for them to
yeah,
go on the road together. She's like, I am not living in this lane.
that is the ugliest thing I have ever seen.
She's like, this lane's giving me nightmares.
What do you tell her? She says, "What is that?" He goes, "It's exactly what you wanted. A place to live close to your parents.
Yeah,
Well, just pull it right up here, and there you go."
pull it right up.
Man. Um, I, I didn't, since I wasn't aware of how this movie went, and I wasn't big into bull riding. I didn't know what
Hmm.
was going to happen to his character at the end of it. There,
Yeah,
I was expecting them to go ahead and finish the movie out as, like the happy ending where it shows where he's retired now. They've built the family, they built the property he wanted for her and everything. And
yeah, yeah.
then you get that all of a sudden. You see him getting gored by the bull and him falling down, walking toward them with his hand out, reaching for help.
Hmm.
And they're calling they're taking him out, to be looked at. Next scene you see, very next scene you see, is a coffin being taken out of a building, coming out.
Yeah,
You see him going in somewhere in a different building, the coffin is coming out. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. You,
yeah.
that's what happened? I mean,
Like just like that.
I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody. We've already said it a couple of times, that he faced career ending injuries and
Yeah,
death
for sure.
basically. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting that at the end. But I mean, I don't want to say it was like a movie twist. It's actually based on the true story and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Like
just
that's what happened.
for those of
That's
you who
really happened.
knew already, I guess that you're expecting it. It caught me off guard. So
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is most people who have seen this movie to this point, they already knew. Because I mean, it was a big. I mean, it made money and it made headway because, of course, it had Luke Perry in it, and it gained steam as it came out, and everybody got to talking about it, the buzz around it, and everything. But a lot of people like knew who Lane Frost was, who Tuff Hedeman was, and uh, we knew what the movie was about.
what was the most emotional part of the movie for you? I mean, it's one of those
Tough,
movies where you're up and you got ups
tough
and
speech,
downs. Hmm?
tough speech right there, where he was telling her, that stuff when he did that, and then he rode that bull. Because I mean, that happened like right after, you know what I mean. So
The
that
riding the
scene right
bull is
there
what I
where he
was gonna
talked to
say.
Kelly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that scene where he talked to Kelly, and then it swapped over, and he rode that bull for 16 seconds. He broke that bull, man. They wasn't even
yeah,
no like he broke that. If you go back and watch the video, like he didn't just like ride that bull an extra 8 seconds. Like he rode that bull till it stopped bucking. Like he broke him. Like that
yeah.
bull was like, all right, I'm done.
That's definitely where I was going with it. I was going toward the bull ride at the end. I mean, because you see, they're going back and forth from his bull ride to Cody Lambert and um, to Lane's parents and his wife, and they're
Mhm.
all out there. They're just cheering him on, and everybody's emotional in the stands. They're crying, they're clapping for him, and yelling for him, and everything. and it's a catch you in the feels kind of moment, I guess, is what it
Yeah,
was.
for sure.
So that's definitely one of the more memorable parts of the movie, I think. Um, the soundtrack for the movie, to take a little sidestep here from some of the other stuff
Yeah,
we're talking
we
about,
soundtrack's gonna go out.
the soundtrack was actually pretty good. You had some Steve Earle. If you're a country music fan, I mean, you'd like a lot of these
Mhm.
people: McBride and the Ride, Vince Gill, Billy Dean, Reba McEntire. They all had parts to do with the
Brooks and
soundtrack,
Dunn was playing live on stage in it.
right? That was Brooks and Dunn, definitely a part of it. Um,
John
I don't.
Anderson.
Was that
Yeah, Burning
who
Up the Road by John Anderson.
you said? Burning up
John,
the road.
yeah, John
No,
Anderson.
that was Steve Earle.
It says John
Guy,
Anderson.
this guy listed here as Steve Earle anyway.
Mine listed as John Anderson.
Dude, I wonder if both of them did the song at one point.
Huh. Now I'm gonna have to Google it.
It could have
Burning
been.
up the road. Burning up the road. John Anderson.
Like I say it could be
Showing
both.
McBride in the Ride. I wonder if it was when I Googled it, it came up McBride in the Ride.
See,
And
I've
then you
got
got
McBride.
John Anderson.
We're really gonna have to look this up then, because I've got McBride and the Ride doing "No More Crying."
Yeah.
I,
It's got John Anderson doing this song too. It wasn't John Anderson. John Anderson was the Seminole Wind, wasn't
he did "Seminole Wind," yes,
he? Seminole Wind.
that would be him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see the. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I'm showing the same thing you are. Burning up the road. John Anderson, "No More Crying." McBride and the Ride. Ride 'em High. Brooks and Dunn. "When Will I Be Loved" was Vince Gill. Pull your
Yeah.
Pull Your Hat Down. Pam
Got you some
Tillis.
Reba McEntire, Pam Tillis.
I only known was Reba just once. David Lee Murphy. Yeah, that's the soundtrack. I don't know why it listed it differently on the other page I was looking at. People are
Uh,
stupid, man. That's what it is.
People are stupid. How you
Stupid.
gonna have a rodeo movie and you ain't got no Chris Ledoux?
I'm telling you, man. Something.
Chris Ledoux.
How did Garth Brooks not have a song there? His man practically made famous a song called Rodeo.
Where he sang about Chris Ledoux.
And he sang about Chris Ledoux. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Worn out tape of Chris Ledoux. Yeah.
The movie 8 Seconds brought national attention to the sport of bull riding. Not that it wasn't famous to some people already, but the
Right.
movie itself kind of brought out a little more interest from people who didn't have interest in to begin with. They were
For
unfamiliar
sure.
with it.
For sure.
Of course, the film immortalized Lane Frost, making him a legend beyond the rodeo community.
Well, see, now I knew about Lane and everything, but at that time, it wasn't watching it on TV all the time. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it wasn't on TV all the time. So I would say 100% that did that because we catch it on TV now and then. But then in the 90s, dude, the PBR was everywhere. Like you could watch PBR just about every night of the week.
Yeah. Well, ESPN used to have it on there quite often.
Hmm.
I can remember when I was younger. I would we mentioned wrestling earlier because his son wrestles. There was an AWA wrestling on ESPN, and sometimes it would be replaced with bull riding. And I'd be like, "Come on, what's
Come
that?
on.
Nobody wants to watch a bull riding."
Come on, Shelly. Come on.
Jeez. Luke Perry's portrayal of Lane was widely praised, it says, and he remained connected to the rodeo world after filming, often appearing at bull riding events. I guess
Mm,
people kind of just took to him into that role, and like you're making the guy live on after death and everything. He was the
yeah.
new Lane Frost.
The new Lane Frost.
Lane Frost's legacy lives on in bull riding, with his name still revered in the rodeo community. His parents, Clyde and Elsie Frost, continue to share his story and inspire young riders. It says this to many rodeo fans, though, considering it one of the best bull riding movies ever made, alongside The Cowboy Way and The Longest Ride. I thought The
For
Cowboy Way
sure.
was. Am I confusing that movie with something else? The Cowboy Way, wasn't that Kiefer Sutherland and Lou Diamond Phillips?
No.
It wasn't.
That was
Okay. That
It
was
was
Renegade. That was Renegade.
yeah, it was Kiefer Sutherland and Woody Harrelson where they went to New York to
There
find
you
Poncho.
was it Woody Harrelson?
Yeah,
Where am I?
probably. He
And
played
what was
Pepper.
that? And then that was Cowboy Way.
Yeah, the Cowboy Way. Yeah,
Okay, so
it
okay,
was.
okay, 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 okay. So I'm getting two of the Kiefer Sutherland movies because in Renegade he was a rancher or something like that,
Oh,
and I thought he was with. You know what? Now I got to look this up too because I'm not gonna be satisfied until I see it.
I thought
Um,
Renegade was a Charlie Sheen movie where he was on a motorcycle.
yeah, that was probably called Renegade as well. Honestly, there's a TV show called Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas, but that's not it.
Yeah,
Let's see, Renegade movie Kiefer Sutherland. Renegades is what it's called,
Renegade.
and it's got him and Lou Diamond Phillips in it.
Okay.
See, I wasn't completely losing it.
No, not completely. Not a Cowboy Way. Have you not seen the Cowboy Way either?
Yes, I have. That's why I'm saying
Oh,
I got it confused with the other one. I do remember seeing it
all
now.
right. Yeah,
Have
because the Cowboy
they
Way is
they
hilarious.
rope somebody down and they tell the guy they're trying to get to talk, they're gonna let the calf
Oh yeah.
get
He's like,
feet
man, what's
on
that
him
little cow gonna
basically.
do to me?
Yeah,
What's that little cow gonna do to me? It suck you inside out.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that's
Uh
not good. Not good.
no, not good.
There was a lot more of it funny than that too. That when that same dude, well, it's that same dude. He said, I said, "Boy, your face looks like a hat full of assholes."
Lord.
Oh, here's your beard, and busted the beard over the top of his head.
See, I'm about to go back and look some of these up now because I haven't seen Renegades in a while or Cowboy Way in a while either.
Heck yeah,
They're all good. Renegades was another movie with him and Lou Diamond Phillips. They done with each other after Young Guns.
yeah.
They kind of partnered up after that. I see here where Lane Frost's real parents actually had a cameo in the movie.
Oh,
I'm not sure,
I
what
didn't know that.
I didn't either. I don't know what they did for the cameo. Said the cameo in the film. Um, some of the actual bulls that Lane rode in his career were used in the movie too.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find something in the trivia that we haven't put out there yet here. Stephen Baldwin quietly donated his earnings from the movie to the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund, which provides financial assistance to cowboys injured during rodeos. That was
He
cool of
does.
him. At the time of filming, a bronze memorial statue of Lane Frost riding a bull was dedicated at the Frontier Days Park in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Luke Perry attended the dedication, as did Frost's parents and a widow. The poem that Cody Lambert reads on the way to Cheyenne is actually a shortened collection of stanzas from a poem called Legacy of a Rodeo Man by Baxter Black.
Oh, so he didn't even write that.
I guess not.
What the heck?
I mean, does it disappoint you?
A little bit.
Red Mitchell, who played Cody, died in a car accident. You brought this up in the same year the movie came out in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you talking about Kelly not being in attendance. Um, Aaron Watson's song July in Cheyenne, song for Lane's Mama, was written by Lane's mom, Elsie Frost. He wrote it from the perspective of a parent given the loss of a child as he was grieving the loss of his baby daughter. The Challenge of Champions between Lane and Red Rock actually involves, what you said, 7 rides,
Mm-hmm.
not 3. The singer at Lane's and Kelly's wedding was Vince Gill, who was from Lane's home state of Oklahoma. Vince Gill's from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, buddy. His last words are purported to be he looked at Tuff Hedeman and said, "Let's go do it."
Let's go do it.
Right before they turned out of the shoot, he said, "Let's go do it."
The scene when a man is introducing Lane in the Challenge of the Champions, the man speaking is the actual owner of Red Rock, Mr. John Groney. Red Rock is buried under a big oak tree on the Groney Ranch in Red Bluff, California.
Heck yeah.
Robin Wright. I'm not sure who wrote that.
Bodacious was buried. Bodacious was buried standing up.
Why does the name Robin Wright sound familiar? Does that stand out to you in any way?
Yeah, but I don't know why.
She turned down the role of Kellie Frost.
Robin Wright.
I'm looking her up now to see who she is.
Yes. Yes. We know her. We know her. Not the movie database. The
If I
other
can
one.
get the
She
page to
Robin
stop
Wright was
jumping around.
Jenny, bro. Well, that was Jenny, bro.
That's why it
Robin.
sounds
She was.
familiar from Forrest
Yeah,
Gump
she was the biggest
and
villain in movie history.
the Princess Bride
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
Princess
yeah.
Bride.
The other stuff. I just happened to remember that she was
See,
Jenny.
the
So that
Princess
means
Bride. Okay,
she was in she
I
was
knew
in
she was Jenny after you brought it up, but Princess Bride is what was in my mind. That was Robin Wright. That's what it
oh,
was.
okay, I got you. But she was Gwen in Toys, right before Forrest Gump, and then after Forrest Gump, everybody hating. No, I'm just kidding. She she was I think she was in Unbreakable and The Last Cat. Oh, The Last Castle was that's a cool show.
She's been in Wonder Woman, both Wonder Woman
Yeah,
movies. She was in Blade Runner 2049.
yeah. Ain't she married to Sean Penn? Don't we
I
know where's
believe.
Robin
Well,
Wright Penn?
yeah, Robin Wright Penn and some of the things she was in. And
Mm,
Unbreakable, movie Unbreakable, she was as Robin Wright Penn.
okay. Right on. All right then.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got as far as the trivia stuff goes and everything there.
Heck yeah. Well, we can wrap it up. We did a good one. We did a short
You know
one
what?
today.
Oh, we always said we'd like to stick at 45 minutes. We never actually got there, did we? A couple of
That's
them we
right.
did.
Couple of them we did.
We have this problem called rambling and getting off topic.
Hmm.
We make a science out of it. I'm telling you.
Or
Um,
looking or leaving dead air while we're looking for something to talk about.
that's okay. I edit that out. See,
Oh, nice. I like it.
no one ever knows except for the
They're
video, and
never gonna know.
and then when they watch the video, they see us doing this.
They'll never know. You'll be able to use that for something.
Right. Anyway, I'll be editing that out too, won't I? Um,
Mhm.
so we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Like we're saying, thanks for watching the show this week. If you're not already following us, make sure that you are following us on your favorite podcasting place, whether it be Spotify or iTunes, and we are on YouTube as well, where you can follow us at Retro Life for You on YouTube. Um, so if you go to the address bar, type in youtube.com/ at Retro Life for You, that will take you straight to our page. The web
All
page you
over
can
the
find us
place.
at www.retrolife4u, the number 4, the letter u.com. Quit laughing at me, Travis.
I wouldn't laugh at
It's been a long weekend, man. Um, and then of course we're on Facebook and we are on Instagram if you want to catch us on social media and follow us there. So uh email if you want to email us for anything, retrolife4u@gmail.com. And Travis, I believe that's about it of the normal stuff. If you want to support the
That's
show
right.
at any means, look in our show notes. There's a link in the show notes where you can go to a place where you can support the website. And then go ahead and make just a little announcement here. I'm not going to say who they are or when we're getting them, but we have some guests coming up as well. So I'm just trying to hammer out a couple of dates with a couple of people, and one of them's already committed to a date, and hopefully they'll be coming out for you guys soon. So these are some new people that we have not had on before that you can enjoy. So when it gets closer to the time we know we got it done, we'll let you know more about it.
Uh-huh.
Travis, you
Uh-huh.
redeemed yourself somewhat last week.
I was gonna see if you got because you got some good cowboy jokes. I was gonna see if you
I,
might have a cowboy joke for us.
I don't know that I have a cowboy joke off the top of my head. Honestly, I mean,
Really?
I mean, if I do,
I thought you had told one
you're
the other
putting me
week.
on the spot, and I can't think of what it is at this point.
Uh, okay.
So in other words, you're telling me that you're unprepared.
I don't have nothing that I like. Nothing good. I
I
got
see how
nothing
it is. All right.
good.
Well, I tell you what.
I got a silly one.
I tell you what I'll do though.
Yeah.
I will do one I will try to find what I think is one of my favorite, dad jokes or something for I don't know, something relating about cowboys, right? We
Mm.
can say something related about cowboys.
Oh,
Or
or we
maybe
could
or
just
maybe
say,
just a
what
joke.
did what did what did what did Bruce Dickinson say when he walked in and saw the cow singing?
Hold. No, you can't go there because you're robbing Saturday Night Live.
He's
We
a
don't need more.
musical. No, he's a musical genius.
Do you know what have made it better though?
What?
If he has, if he had more cowbell.
No, he don't need more cowbell.
No cowboy. Well, all right.
No cowbell.
I'm
Everybody would
roping.
think you're going with cowbell, but cowbell, that's not where we're going. We're going, oh my God, he's a musical genius.
You got people tied up in knots. I'm telling you. You're
Heck
roping in
yeah.
all the good vibes, Travis.
Hey man, I told you it was terrible.
You're stirring up my favorite feelings about cowboys right now.
Uh oh. I hope it's not. I haven't had that Brokeback Mountain movie.
No, no, no. But the
Stirring up
people out there who
feelings.
are feeling that way, they're head over boots over you,
I
Travis.
got some cowboy head over boots.
Yes.
Yeah, I
We're
got
gonna
some jokes.
leave.
I just
Hey,
can't tell them.
we're gonna cut this out before it gets
Can't
worse.
tell
We'll
that's
catch you
good.
guys next week. Thanks for listening.